Guys, happy morning.
Happy morning.
Okay. The voice is still not to that energy. Once again, happy morning.
Happy morning, sir.
Sir, it's okay. I'll have to push him little front.
Now let me little back.
Yeah.
The light is not coming to your face.
Only.
No, it's okay. Because the resolution is the brightness is less. Otherwise, it is there once the video is done. Last times also I have shared. If at all, if you feel like you wanted to know certain points which we discuss, you can always go through that. That is also available. And yeah, today we are going to discuss about interpersonal skills. One is we will try to understand what is interpersonal.
No one has booked the material in Google Class.
No, I have shared a PDF to one of your students. Na?
Already I
He
shared
will,
with
he will
you.
share it with
I
all
shared
of
in
you.
group.
Okay, that is, actually, madam told us that you will get all this study material
In Google Drive.
Google Class.
Okay, I have already shared with them. They may create a folder in Google
Okay.
and they will give you a link so that you have that access. And that happy morning videos, whatever you wanted, that is also uploaded in the Facebook. You can always go there and download, view it as many number of times you want. And if there is any point that you wanted to recollect, so that when you want to take the same kind of session in your office, it will help you. The PPT is also shared with you. Please maybe make use of it. Yeah, today they have given me a topic on interpersonal skills. What is interpersonal skills and how do you self-develop your interpersonal skills and how do you help your team to develop your interpersonal skills? A very important topic. Any person who becomes very successful, he is successful only because he has a very strong interpersonal skills. If I say I am a good leader, that leader would definitely have very good interpersonal skills. May not be all, but at least few of those verticals he will be extremely excellent. That is the reason he becomes successful. So let us understand what is interpersonal skills. And interpersonal skills is again a name given to soft skills. When I say soft skills and interpersonal skills, there is no major difference between them. When I say personality development skills, interpersonal skills and personality development skills, there is no major difference. When I say soft skills, there is no major difference. And when I also call it as communication skills, effective communication skills, there is no much of a difference. But still, we will try to understand what are all the skills, interpersonal skills that is required. Okay. Now, first we will try to understand what is interpersonal skill, what are the components of an interpersonal skill, how to improve interpersonal skills, self-improve and try to improve our team with proper interpersonal skills. So, we will start studying this. First, let us go for the definition. What is interpersonal skills? See, when I say interpersonal skills are those essential skills that is involved where while we are dealing with other people. That means in general, people managing skills is also called as interpersonal skills. Who is a great leader? A leader is the one who can manage people, who can actually lead the people, manage them, be friendly with the people, and the entire team what he is leading or the entire nation whom what he is leading, they should feel like he is a friendly person. We always feel Narendra Modi is like a friend to me. He can never do harm to me. Narendra Modi is a leader to me. He can never do any harm to me. Narendra Modi हमारा भाई जैसा है. वो कभी हमें धोखा नहीं दे सकता. So this kind of a feeling what we get, it is because of their amazing interpersonal skills that they have exhibited from past so many years. So when I say interpersonal skills, being empathetic is also interpersonal skills. At the same time, when the situation expects you to be arrogant and then execute the work, you will have to be arrogant and you will have to execute the work. So like that, let us understand in general, when I actually need to define interpersonal skills is actually people skills only. So we have your people, we will call it as people skills. Usually we say one-to-one or it can be one-to-many basis also. Why one-to-one? We as two partners, I and my wife, we are two partners in this so-called life. both of us should have an excellent interpersonal skills. Both of us should understand each other's strengths. Both of us should understand each other's weaknesses. Both of us should support each other, and then we will have to work as a team. If one of them is weak in one of the interpersonal skills, the other person can compensate it. That is how a team is formed. If I take all the bowlers and then say I have a team, then I'm not a good leader. I'm not selected the right kind of skill set person. I need bowlers. Even in bowlers, I need speed bowlers. I need spinners. I also need batsmen. I also need all-rounder. I also need a wicket keeper. And something that is commonly expected in all of them is one interpersonal skills, that is, all of them should be able to field good. If they are a bad fielder, they are an excellent batsman, he is of no use, because I cannot always have a supply who is going to field against him. Here is a man who can bat extremely well, he cannot walk, he is too fat. Will I hold him as a batsman? Definitely not. So even in interpersonal skills also, when you are using these in order to actually form a team, you should definitely know there are certain skill sets which will be only rarest of the rare. When such a team member is there in you, keep him as the main entity only for that skill set. Give him some very ordinary skill sets where he can at least pick up the ball and throw. So put him in the place where the ball is least expected. Even 1-4 goes, it's okay. He's ready to hit 100 runs for you. So he's worth. Like that in interpersonal skills also, there are various skill sets. We cannot be good in all the skill sets. But at least if I can be good in maximum of those skill sets, I am worth for the team. So if I am not good in any of those skill sets, it is my responsibility, I upgrade. If there is a chance I can upgrade my skill sets, definitely I should do. So today we are going to look at overall how to identify the interpersonal skills and how to pick up a team based on the interpersonal skills. If a team member does not have a particular interpersonal skill, can I train him? See, there are few things that can be done, few things cannot be done. Tendulkar's existence of his height, whatever it is, with that I'll have to hold on to that and keep other skill sets working on him. I cannot improve his height. So like that in interpersonal skills, all of us will have certain strengths and certain weaknesses. If I have one weaknesses, it is okay, but you have rest of it as strengths, that weaknesses will not matter at all. But your focus has to be on this strength. But whatever weaknesses you have of that interpersonal skill, can I work on it? Can I make it better? I'm an excellent communicator. I really influence people like nobody has done. But sometimes I will be so abusive when I get anger. Enough to actually trouble your leadership skills, enough to dent your leadership skills, enough to dent your team member skills. You will be thrown out of the team. If that one vertical, if you are not going to improve, it's not going to work. Take that team member, put him onto a counseling session, put him onto a psychiatrist, tell him how he could manage his anger. Because whatever we call anger is one letter D less than ANGER. DANGER. It always leads to danger. So today our entire emphasis is, I have a interpersonal skills, but I may not be good at all the interpersonal skills. How can I develop? If I can. If I cannot, can I make other skill sets which I am very good, can I make it excellent? So this is our entire idea. We will just look into it. It can be one-to-one, it can be a one-to-many basis also. So in general, interpersonal skills, we also call it as an ability to interact with another. It's again a communication skills. In other terms, we also sometimes refer it as soft skills. So interpersonal skills are also sometimes referred with different name. Today, they have given different name for the same skill sets. Few of them will call it as social skills. Few of them will call it as people skills. How to deal with people, how to be with people, how to handle people, how to lead the people, how to motivate the people, okay, how to be empathetic towards the people, how to make the people start liking you, how to make people do whatever you want them to do. So all these again is people skills. When I say social skills, socializing it with people. It cannot be a one-man army. Chandrayaan 3 was never a one-man army. Chandrayaan 1 was never a one-man army. Operation Sindoor was not one man's complete project. It was a team which worked. There were multiple teams which worked in coordination, and finally Operation Sindoor was successful. Again, there it is people skills. Everybody should work with that unidirection, that this is our objective and we will have to see to it that is being done. So people skills are also social skills, and sometimes we also call it as emotional skills. See, we human beings, what is that we are different from animals? We are emotional beings. We can express cry, we can express sorrow by actually putting tears. You have never seen animal actually putting tears, rare to rarest. That would be a viral video if you have seen any animals crying. And it is an emotional expression of cry, definitely not. Animals will not laugh. If any of the animals laugh, you will think a ghost has got into its body. Only we humans are capable of these emotions. So when I say I am handling human, if I am saying social skills and people skills or interpersonal skills, I am working with emotions of people. A company can hire any number of people, but hiring would be first phase just only because of the salary that you offer. But after the hiring has happened, how you are going to emotionally balance them in work is going to define how many years are they going to stay with you. One of the greatest company where people get in and they don't try to leave that company is Ratan Tata's Tata company. I've seen many of my friends, they keep hopping around from Infosys to Accenture, Accenture to Dell, Dell to Microsoft, Microsoft to others. I don't know, most of them when they get into TCS, they don't feel like jumping out of the company. The way, the empathetical and the emotional way all the employers are treated, this emotional skills have helped them to retain their employees. Treating them as important personalities, treating them, they are the part of this family, making them believe you is a family, without you it is not a family. This kind of emotional attachment when you have, automatically the employees would never want to leave you. Otherwise, they would simply detach and they would never be anybody staying in that particular company. Same thing holds good to department also. You are heading a department. There is a department where people always go and they join the department, but there is a B department, nobody wants to work in B department. Why? The B department, social skills, people skills and emotional skills are nearly to zero. So it is very important you maintain this, and for the same they have given another name called as life skills. When I say life skills, social skills, people skills, emotional skills, all means the same. Today they have given a new name called as soft skills. As per the schedule of yours, I really saw there was soft skills given to one more trainer, and again they would also be coming and they would also will be speaking on the same interpersonal skill sets only, but they would be using different examples, they would make you understand quite differently. But ultimately interpersonal skills is a collective of social skills, people skills, emotional skills, life skills and soft skills. Art skills is completely different. Art skills is your technical skills, the technical qualification, your academic qualification, all these comes under technical skills, but other things comes under interpersonal skills. Now let us understand, when do we say a person has a good interpersonal skill? Interpersonal skills are those with strong verbal or non-verbal communication. That means a person can have an excellent interpersonal skills if his verbal or non-verbal communication is right. If you can verbally, with words, with emotional words, you can communicate, and your other body language, your dress code, your eye contact, your voice modulation, examples, the smile in the face, all these comes under non-verbal communication. And whether you are putting it from the mind onto the audience or you are taking it from the heart and then putting it into the audience, these are two different entities altogether. Whenever we communicate what we do, whenever we give a seminar, whenever we give a public speaking seminar, we always take the content, put it into our head and try to express it from our mind. When you do that, it doesn't touch the audience. What we say, whenever you need to speak on any particular topic, take the topic first, sink it into your heart. First, you will have to experience the topic. The Bhagavad Gita that you read, if you don't sink deeper into your subconscious state or deeper into your soul or deeper into your heart, the soul and the subconscious, all these can be considered as one entity. That means I have understood it, I was able to sink it deep into my subconscious state, and then when I express it, it will touch the heart. Most of the time what we do, any kind of a technical thing, any kind of a project, any kind of an when you will have to give information, if you try to give information just from the mind, it will never touch their heart. So effective communication, when I say verbal or non-verbal, is can you sing? I have read Bhagavad Gita 10 times. The way I can always tell about Bhagavad Gita to the audience would be amazing. But after I have read 50 times, I will be still more excellent, or I will still more be effective in putting the topics onto the audience. So you should have mastered the skill sets of whatever the technical knowledge and then put it across to the audience. Now, they are often considered to be essential skills to be successful. For interpersonal skills, what are the two main skill sets that is required to be successful? One is you should have a strong verbal communication skills, strong non-verbal communication skills. Verbal communication is words, the words that you use when you are communicating. Non-verbal communication is the rest of it. Your body language, your voice modulation, your attire, your movement on the dais, your hand gestures, your bodily movement, the smile in your face, your looks into the audience, the eyes, everything put together we will call it as non-verbal communication. Your dress code, that also plays a very important role. All this comes as non-verbal communication. So let us try and understand how to work on this.
Sir, you change the pen so you can view nicely. And then color, change the color.
Color,
and while you are marking. Because in video
you tell me which color would be right.
Not for me. I can.
No, actually, because all of you are looking from there, na?
Green is okay.
Yellow.
Green or yellow. Green is
Hey, where is the color selection?
Sir, left side.
Again that one.
That one, sir. Round.
Circle.
Here also there is the
yes,
same
sir.
circle.
Sir,
Pen,
pen,
sir.
press the pen.
That's okay. Color?
Color is left side, I think.
Left
Right
side.
side. Next.
This,
Next.
This is pen only, na?
Yes. Oh, okay, sir.
Which one I'll use?
Green,
Yellow.
green.
Green or yellow.
This?
Okay,
This,
sir.
Yeah.
Thanks for that.
Right.
Little more thicker.
Sir, green, I think.
Green, huh?
Yeah,
Green yellow,
you
sir.
just mark it, sir. You will find which one is best. Yeah.
Wow.
Yellow.
In the video it hits back.
Yeah, that's it.
It's already selected. Okay. Wow. Very nice. What are the range of interpersonal skills that you could use? So we will start identifying the interpersonal skills and then we will start using it one by one. These are the wide range of interpersonal skills that a person should have in order to become successful. I want to be a leader, I want to achieve my goals, my dream is to become that, I want to go far beyond the dream. For all that, these are 10 or 15 interpersonal skills. If you can work and sharpen these skill sets, then yes, the dream will become achievable and you may go for much larger dream than that after you have achieved this. So for first is active listening. As a very good interpersonal skills, active listening is very, very important. Most of the time as a leader or as a part of the team members, we don't listen more. We always want to communicate and put across whatever is our idea without carefully listening to what others have to say. The beauty of our creation itself is, and the scientific reason of our creation itself is, giving 2 ears is for you to hear more and 1 mouth for you to speak less. So you should definitely communicate. But can you listen first? Try to read between the lines sometimes and then understand, and then you will have to communicate. So the first very important would be active listening skills. So you should have active listening skills. Next would be, can you become a team member? Can you work in a team? See, all of us cannot be team members. Most of the time what happens, in your department, you can identify 4 or such 5 people who are very good, who can work as a team. There are 3 more who can never gel well with any team. Any team members they are put into, they will get into clashes, they will get into difference of opinions. And the same thing they will exhibit even in their family. They are not good at with their parents. There is always a difference of opinion with their parents. there is always a difference of opinion with their colleagues, there is always a difference of opinion with his spouse. Why is this happening? Because you are not meant to be working in a team. You don't have the basic principle of how you can successfully work in a team. To work in a team, you should always follow give and take policy. It should always not be that I am going to give and you are going to receive. I am going to tell and you are going to do. If that way when you are going to treat your team members, it doesn't work. As a team member, yes, you will have to treat them with equal importance, and you should make them believe every team member is important, and you should also give every team member an opportunity so that he can exhibit his skill sets. Without doing that, I cannot make them work in a team. That is one part of it. The second part of it, am I comfortable being in a team? For that, what is that I should have? I should be ready to work in a team. When the team is going to tell this is the work I am going to do, you should take that work and you should sincerely and honestly complete that work. You cannot actually dictate terms saying, no, I cannot do this, you give me some other work. Then you are not a proper team member. Then they say, I don't want that Ravi. Ravi is always a person who creates a difference of opinion. You give him any work, whatever we give, he doesn't want to do. Other than that, he is ready to do anything. Sometimes with spouses also, there is no team coordination. They work exactly opposite. आज वेज के लिए जाएंगे. If you want to go to veg, you should always ask your wife. आज वेज के लिए जाएंगे. Definitely your wife will say, no, मुझे वेज खाना नहीं है. आज नॉन वेज के लिए जाएंगे. What to do? Because she is not a part of the team. She is not ready to work. She is not ready to compromise. When I say life and happiness is a present continuous tense, it has to be worked on a daily basis. The way you work from the engagement to the marriage to first 3 months is completely different. Then after that, when life is putting you with lot of challenges, the way you will have to work as a team is completely different. When people do come for marriage counseling, I also do marriage counseling, I tell them the same thing. What are you ready to give up in your relationship? Most of us are not ready to give up anything in relationship. We want to be the boss. When he sits, I want to be the boss. When you sit, I want to be the boss. Then you two cannot become a team at all. You can use some kind of a round table activity. Like today you are going to be the boss. Next week I am going to be the boss. Yes, fine. So today whatever you say, we are going to blindly follow it. And next week whatever I am going to say, you guys will have to blindly follow it. And if you find in your team there is a person who cannot become, please pick him up and keep him aside. Because the entire strength of the team is equal to the weakest link. When an opposition has to beat you, when another company who is your competitor, when he has to beat you, he is not going to beat on your strengths. He is going to work on your weaknesses. This company has this weaknesses, let us use that weaknesses and make it our strength, and let us start working towards that strength. Instead, you create a weakness for yourself, the opposition will know it. Last time I showed you that check the India one particular slide, if you remember. There I told here was a coach and there were two such participants who did not work as a team. They did not trust each other. There was no confidence against each other. They were very confident they can take the ball and they can hit the goal, but they were not confident allowing his partner to pick up the ball and go and hit the goal. So what they did, every time there was a chance and they were very close to the goal post, they did not pass. They did not work like a team. They worked as individuals.
Sir, but every team need a leader or a captain. It's mandatory.
Yes, it is very, very important. Otherwise what happens, the entire team becomes directionless. You cannot ask everybody everything and then to do it. There has to be a one man whom you can ask. Even in this 11 players, assuming everybody is given a captain, sometimes what we do, just not to be offensive, I also follow this. We are a group of people. Instead of one admin in the WhatsApp, I'll feel if I make one admin, it will become egoistic. They will think that person is everything. I'll make everybody admins. So we'll do one thing. We'll make everybody captain for a cricket match which is being played against, we will call it as Pakistan only. Now who has to bowl the last ball? You will have to ask all the captains. It becomes very difficult to manage and everybody's decision can be nobody's decision. So please do not have. Once you make a person leader, only an advice or a suggestion can go from you. Ultimately, the decision will come from you. You cannot make a decision and put it onto yourself. And a captain and a leader will only ask your opinion and suggestion. He is not going to ask your decision. And when your terminology is you are trying to ask him a decision, then step down. Don't be a manager. Step down. If you are not capable, step down. That is what the opposition was very clear. If you cannot handle Operation Pahalgam attack, whatever they did, you cannot give a contradict, then you step down. I'll keep on asking everybody. No, that doesn't work. Suggestion you can ask. Ultimately, decision has to be taken by you. One of the greatest interpersonal skills is decision making skills also. Are you good enough that you can make decision? That decision making will define a leader, and the decision making is time bound. You can't take 1 year to again do a Operation Sindoor. No, if you would have actually extended it little bit more, it would have created a big what we call it as, we would have lost that big trust that we had in our big brother, our Modi. We had that trust in our so-called leader, the great Narendra Modi. We would have lost it. So what you told is right, a leader has to lead from the front, but asking everybody's opinion is always good. That is why we conduct group discussion. I don't want the entire team to feel like I put this onto their head. So a good interpersonal skills leader, what he will do, he will organize a small indoor meeting. It could be a roundtable meeting, or it could be a group discussion in whatever name or terminologies. He would call everybody, and he himself will declare, today the purpose of this meeting is we want to arrive at this particular decision, whether we should go for a new unit which is 10 kilometers away from this, or we will have to open one more small unit here only. It's a suggestion. So you bring them, you take them into confidence. Otherwise what happens, when you take the decision, they will not wholeheartedly be a part of it, because they will think it was boss decision. He did not even ask us. Now you throw the challenge onto the table. Guys, we have a difficulty like this. We definitely need a bigger campus in order to handle so many products to be manufactured. So we need to expand. There are two options of expanding. I want all of you to give advice, because all of you have come from various departments. You're leading your own team of people. So I want an advice from all of you, which will be the right one. We have already seen a place which is exactly double the capacity of this, but we will have to shift the entire unit there. Is that feasible? Option 1. Option 2. We have one more small unit which is just 1 kilometer away from here. Do you think we will have to just open that small unit and then run for some time being, and later on after 2-3 years when a bigger expansion is expected, we should go there? What is your advice? And you can give little points. So what happens when they come with their own suggestions? This is actually working like a team. When I take my own decision as a team leader or as a leader, it doesn't work. He called the Navy, he called the Air Force, he called the so-called foreign minister, he also called the defense minister. Everybody were there. And then he called the home minister also. All of them put together, and he called the raw intelligence head, and then he took up a decision what could be done. It was a closed door meeting. He did not take a decision and throw on to the audience. That should never be done. When you do that, it becomes a monopoly showing leadership skills. You should always be empathetical. You should always make the team members feel that it was their decision, because when the team members feel it is their decision, they will work through the heart. When the team members don't feel it is their decision, it is a decision that was poured onto the higher ups into the lower ups, they will only work with the mind, which may not be so result oriented. So you should pick up a person who can work in a team. You have one person who is always having difference of opinion. He will always be anger. His anger is creating too much of trouble in the team. It is better to pick up the team and then put him across. So the coach comes to both the players and he says, next match both of you are not playing because you are not trusting each other and you are not playing as a team. And they made them sit. And for one match, when they were sitting and observing, they realized what they were doing is wrong. And next time when they went for the first half, the opposition team knew their weakest link. What was their weakest link? When the ball comes to them, they will not pass. So what the opposition coach told, when the ball is in this particular person and this particular person, they have a weakness. They will not actually give the ball to another team member of them. You 3-4 of you attack and pick up the ball and then chase it on the other side. Like that we lost 3 to 4 goals. Then when they realized what mistake they are doing, then they started passing the ball. It was a good surprise, but it really worked. And the coach had hinted them, till the first half you follow what you were doing in the last. So that the team will know, the opposition team will know we have this weakness. Make them believe that we have this weakness. And exactly after second half, he gives them a signal like this. Now you are not going to do that. And immediately they were able to hit 4 goals. Because every time they came, they thought that she will not transfer the ball to another, she will not, she did it. Next time they thought maybe once she would have done it, why will she do it again and again? And the next time also she transferred and we won the match. Why I am telling is, whenever I say a team, if you have such weakest link, please work on that weak link. Next, yes, as a team member, as an interpersonal skills, you should be ready to take responsibility. When you are taking smaller responsibility, executing it beautifully, only then bigger responsibility will fall onto your lap. I am leading a small team. As an RSS, I was leading a very small team. Good, you executed it beautifully. A larger team was given for you to lead. Yes, you executed it beautifully. Still more bigger opportunity was given. So like that, an opportunity keeps coming multiple times. But when an opportunity first time comes, let it be as small as possible. Take it wholeheartedly and complete it, so that people will have trust that this person is a responsible person, is capable of taking responsibility. Sometime in the team we always think, अभी इस बार गुजरात का चीफ मिनिस्टर किसे बनाना है? Narendra Modi. एक बार भी, he has never been a councillor, he has never been an MLA, he was never an MP. But all the responsibility that was given, he had never failed in any of the responsibilities. Ultimately, he was always giving success as an RSS full-time Swayam Sevak. So there was no looking back. They knew he is a responsible person. You give him anything, he will do it. And then the chief minister was given to him, and there was no looking back. When he executed for the 2 terms beautifully, they thought he is the most responsible chief minister compared to all the chief ministers of India from our party. So definitely, why don't we give him a bigger opportunity? Then they made him and declared him, he is going to be the prime ministership candidate for the first election, and we won that election. Why? Because you were capable of taking responsibility. It is not in your eyes you should actually say that I am capable of taking the responsibility. You should actually create that in the minds of your colleagues, in the minds of your team members. The team members should feel like, if this guy is made a leader, yes, we will definitely have a good leader. They should feel the trust in you. That, how will it happen? When you have executed small responsibilities beautifully, not taking it very lightly. Most of the time what we do, small things we don't want to do. You give me bigger responsibility, I will prove myself. How is it possible? When you are not able to execute small responsibility that falls onto your lap with lot of seriousness, how will you consider a bigger responsibility seriously? Nobody will come to that opinion. So keep that in mind. If you want to be responsible, you will have to start taking small responsibilities and executing it. Even the speed and that courage and that willingness of taking responsibilities multiple times will make you eligible for higher responsibilities. For some reason, it could not give you any kind of a reward. But still, there is a program. So some delegates are coming. Among these, who would like to take the responsibility of the entire program that we are organizing in the evening, a seminar? One hand should raise. Dhoni raised. He raised for only one place, 2020 World Cup. That's all. And afterwards, he did not have to raise. People automatically assume you are only going to be the one-day captain. You are only going to become the test match captain. Why? He was executing it beautifully. And when opportunity came, he did not say, I don't want to. He raised his hands, I want to. Now, can you, whenever there is a additional responsibility in your office, how many of you are volunteering to say, I would like to take up this responsibility? One of your senior is not there. He says, I usually log off at 5:30, looking at all the works that has been completed and planning for tomorrow. I may not be for 1 week. Can somebody in this team take care of it? Who is going to be ready? Everybody looks left and right. You will never raise your hand. And then if you don't raise your hand, that means you are not ready. So taking responsibility is not forcibly somebody puts a responsibility at the gunpoint. No, you should take the responsibility. That way you take the responsibility, next time responsibility will never be given to you. Hey, for him, don't give him any responsibility. We'll have to plead him to take a responsibility. I don't want him to be a team member also. A person who needs to be persuaded to take a responsibility, he should not be a team member also. What are you afraid of? Did the manager say you should not fail? Yeah, told, make your sincere attempt. Leave the results to God. So, you should be ready to take up responsibility. In the same manner, a little alternating word is, are you a dependable person? When a responsibility is given, they always ask, responsibility is given because nobody else is taking. Dhoniko responsibility was given. Just because he was one of the best chief ministers, Narendra Modi was given a responsibility of being a prime minister. Now a question will come, can he be a dependable person? Can we depend on him? Can we give the entire nation in his hand? Most of the time we will contradict when people say, if this entire nation's power is given to one such Rahul Gandhi, is it going to be a dependable giving? I don't know, I'm not going to answer it. It is a contradictory. If it is given to Narendra Modi, is it a dependable decision? Can we depend on him? Or if I give it to this UP Chief Minister, what is his name? Yogi Adityanath. Most of you sitting here will strongly feel, why not they too? I strongly feel Yogi Adityanath is much more dependable. Now ask yourself this question, standing in front of the mirror, for any of my higher promotion, do I feel I am a dependable guy? First of all, you should have confidence on yourself. And then ask an opinion at least to your close circle. Do you think if a leadership or a group manager or a group leader or a team leader or a manager is given to me, I am dependable? You should ask their opinion, because not from your eyes you should be dependable. That is also important, because if that is not, you will not raise your hand also. Will the team also feel the same? For that, what needs to be done should be done. When you commit anything, your team members, and you keep it up, then they feel you are dependable. I say, I cannot give you leave for this month. I will not be able to give leave for this month for any of you, and even for myself. Let me put it the other way. I cannot take leave for this month, and also I will not be able to give leave for any one of you. But definitely next month, at least 4 or 5 can take a long leave. When that is being told, next month when somebody keeps up on your commitment, books up something and he says, sir, as you had told you would be giving, I have already made the booking, I need a leave for 1 week. Can I be dependable? Will you stick to your word? Important. But that doesn't mean that is only for the leader. When I assign small responsibility to every one of you, can you say you're a dependable person, so that, hey, I'm sure Ravi can do more than this, give him more. He's more dependable than anybody else. So that dependability becomes very important. And definitely, yes, as a leader, as a interpersonal skills, you should have that leadership ability in you. What is that leadership ability? Trying to take everybody together. नहीं, मेरा job तो हो गया, मैं अभी relax करता हूँ. No, that doesn't work. You should be ready to take the entire team and see to it the entire team completes the work. That is called as leadership skills. I completed my work, whatever was given. It was supposed to be completed by Saturday, by Wednesday I completed. But I know I'll have to log in and log out. But I don't want to waste time. I will go up to my friends, I'll go up to my colleagues and I'll ask, is there anywhere I can help you? Support them. Is there anywhere I can help you? Is anybody having a difficulty? Put yourself available to every one of them. Tell them, I am available. Do you think you have any place you can make use of my skill sets? Because I am free for the next 2 days. My job is already completed. Then people consider you as a leader. Next time when an opportunity comes for all of you to give a name individually in a piece of paper, all of you will be given a piece of paper. That paper wouldn't be read by anybody else except by the CEO of the company. A strict discipline would be followed. You will have to write 2 names whom you feel can become an absolutely excellent leader of this team, because your existing team manager is going to be promoted as senior manager. Is that okay? Yes. When the letter is given, when that small chit is given, whom do you think you are going to select? You are going to select a person who was ready to help you, who was ready to lead you from the front. What if that man was always abusing you, always criticizing you? He has completed his work, he is trying to pull your leg, you guys have not completed. If these things he is going to do, you are not going to consider him as a leader. A leader should be empathetical. A leader should be able to lead from the front. A leader should be helping in nature. A leader should be caring in nature. A leader should have love towards every team members. A leader should feel that it is not his success that is more important. It is the success of the team that is more important. In turn, by bringing success to the team, I automatically will be raised to higher success. When you start thinking that way, then you are a good leader. And one of the interpersonal skills, all these can help you to become a good leader. A leader should have more dependability. A leader should have more responsibility taking attitude. A leader should be one of the man who can work always in a team. A leader should be a very active listener. So all these qualities are required for a leader. In turn, it is interconnected. Now, okay, you should be a good motivator. Sometimes ups and downs are common in life. Sometimes you fail. Sometimes your wife may feel even cooking is not being a comfortable place. She has started preparing bad foods. Because our mind is getting into a lot of stress. Sometimes I'm doing nothing. I'm just an housewife. Or sometimes your husband will fall feeling down. My kids are not listening to me. They are becoming arrogant. I think I'm the best man at the office. But at home nobody listens to me. There will be ups and downs. When we have these ups and downs, you need somebody to motivate. When I say we are going to work as a team, when you say there is a leader, somebody will go up to the leader, talk to him for a few minutes, and a big motivation happens. You feel like you are being charged. And you will always have such people in your life whom you call a mentor. Whenever I feel down, I also know I have one teacher whom if I even make a call and speak to him for 10-15 minutes, I feel I have been recharged. So that can you become to somebody in your team? Can you become that? If somebody says, I'm having a headache, always you keep telling headache, your life itself is an headache. What will he do? He will actually express more anger and hatred towards you. I have an headache. Is it okay? I'll give you a tablet. It is common that you have an headache. Did you not sleep well yesterday? You will have to sleep minimum. I know there is family tension. So that way, can I be that motivator? Understand the problem. Try to be emotional towards whatever he says. God has given you 2 years. Ask him few questions. By answering you few questions, his headache slowly goes down. And he will say, are you feeling better now? Can I order a cup of coffee? It can make a big difference. At home also, what will you do? When I go to my mom and say, Mommy, ಇವತ್ತು ಫುಲ್ಲು ಕಾಲೇಜಲ್ಲಿ ಈ ನೋಟ್ಸ್ ಕೊಟ್ಟಿದ್ದೆ ಆಯಿತು, ಹೌದಾ, ತಲೆ ಏನೋ ಸಿಡಿತಿದೆ ಮಮ್ಮಿ, ಒನ್ ಸಿಂಪಲ್ ಒಂದು ಬಿಸಿ ಬಿಸಿ ಕಾಫಿ ಮಾಡ್ಕೊಡ್ತೀನಿ, ಎಲ್ಲ ಸರಿ ಹೋಗುತ್ತೆ, ಫಿನಿಶ್ಡ್. ಮಮ್ಮಿ ಯಾಕೋ ಚಳಿ ಚಳಿ ಅನಿಸ್ತಿದೆ, ಆಚೆ ಎಲ್ಲ ಮಳೆ ಬರ್ತಿದೆ. She again says, एक hot कॉफी, बिसी बिसी कॉफी आपको दे देता हूँ, सब कुछ ठीक हो जाएगा. एक कॉफी सबके लिए सॉल्यूशन है. But do you think coffee was a solution? No. That empathy, that motivation, it's okay. Headache will come. Oh, you are having headache every day. You keep telling headache only. Whenever you walk in only, we will assume an headache is coming. Why? That man always keeps saying headache. But a good leader can transform it, and he will say, he will not be an headache. And there is always an excuser in your team. He will have an excuse for everything. And again, excuse is a truth in a wrong place. Oh, today it is raining, na? Ramesh sir will come late only. Why? He needs one excuse. Today there is an accident in the main road. Definitely I know. If Ramesh sir is coming, can come 2 hours late because he has a beautiful excuse. There was an accident on the road. How will you handle him? You cannot come as soon as he come, excuse it is coming, dekho. You can't name him by his attitude. Can I change that attitude? One day go and pick him up and come. Okay, can you do that out of the box? He is called as a leader. You should watch this, Sitare Zameen Par. It is a beautiful movie. How he motivates every one of them. He goes to his house and he brings one of the player. You go to his house, bring his team members, go once to his house, 4 of you, go surprise him. Don't go empty-handed, go with a bouquet, go with the sweets. And his wife should get a shock of her life. Respect him like you have never respected him. Take him, praise him, every smallest thing what he has done in front of his family, in front of his kids. But most of you don't do that. You are always condemning, you are always criticizing, you are always complaining. That way you cannot become a team member. That's not interpersonal skills. That's definitely not interpersonal skills. It was easy for Narendra Modi to have called the intelligence and bombarded them with so many abusive words, telling them you are the most irresponsible people. How could, when Kashmir with so much of what we call army at every 100 meters, why was this 400, 3, 4, 5, 6 kilometers, that means 500 to 600 meters was not with any one army officer? He could have, but he thought that is not going to give a solution. He appointed somebody to work on what was the lapses. He started focusing on what needs to be done. That is interpersonal skills. Don't work on what has already been passed. Work on what can be done now. He did not go to the press. He did not start talking to everybody. He knew the loudest way to tell the world shut up is I'll have to show results. And he started focusing on the results. So you should be a motivator. You should be that real motivator of trying to motivate from the heart. You genuinely are interested in him. Last class also we told the same thing. I go to his house, I just say, today I have come to pick you up. I have come 2 hours early so that I wanted to wait until you get ready. And that day he gets ready and you pick him up in your car, you drop him. Look Ravi, did we not come on time today? Don't you think you can come every day like this? That man will definitely come. That is called as motivation. You cannot motivate anybody by abusing, by criticizing and condemning. You can actually make him believe it is possible. And as a leader, can you lead by example? Can you come 2 hours extra? Take him, bring him up a year. In RSS we do it. In RSS every week we will have a Sangik. Our people don't come. We go to their house, we knock their doors 15 minutes early. And somebody opens, please inform your father he has an RSS weekly session today. It's only for 1 hour. He has to be there by 7. You can wake him up. It is just 6 o'clock. I go to the next door. Again I do that wake up call. I go to the next street. I again do the wake up call. That is leadership skills. Can I be that motivator? That too by leading it by example, not just by words. Non-verbal. Verbal में कॉल करके बोल देना अलग है. Non-verbal, physically going there, picking him up and then bringing. That is called as motivation. And as a team member or as a leader, you need to be flexible. You cannot stick to I will do like this only. You should be ready to go out of the box. Every time when 9,999 times when an experiment failed, it was not the same experiment actually done in the same manner. No. He actually did the experiment differently with different ingredients. Like that, you will have to be flexible enough to actually change the options, change the working hours, change the number of hours of working depending on the requirement. Order has been completed. The next order is going to come after 10 days. This week, all of you can take half a day leave. The manager himself announces. He's flexible on the positive side. But next month a big order comes up when everybody will have to come 1 hour extra. I should be flexible enough. Sometimes I should be flexible enough to take up the responsibility which is more painful than taking up the easy ones. As a team members, your flexibility is, yes, sometimes I will come early in the morning at 7, but we will work that others also should come. Next week this team will come. Next week this team will come. You can't give an excuse. No, I cannot be flexible like that. If I've decided I'm going to come 9, I can only come at 9. No, that doesn't work. As a team, you should be flexible. At one point of time, the coach says you're not going to play in the front, you're going to play at the back. Because I want you to be little, not passive. You will have to be arrogant in actually picking up the ball from the opposition team, which you are capable of doing. So now your responsibility has changed from actually being a man who is going to hit the goal to coming this side. So that is called as being flexible. Sometimes when the wicket keeper fails or gets injured, there will be another person who would have been trained and he would be brought up to do the keeping. Yes, you should be flexible. All-rounders are flexible. They can sometimes ball, they can sometimes bat well, they can also field, they can also be wicket keeper. He's 4-in-1 all-rounder. So, can you be that flexible person? But for that flexibility, you should have skill sets also. Can you take up the accounts responsibility also? You should be skilled in that. If you're not skilled, it won't work. So, being flexible also becomes very important. Yes, a very good, important interpersonal skills is, do you have patience? Can you work very, very patiently? Patient alone can give you results. It was very easy to lose the temper, and he could have actually shouted against Pakistan with so many abusive words. But Narendra Modi did not take up that kind of a thing. But when an occasion came, during that time he had a rally and he had to address in so-called one of the places, I think it was Bihar. In that Bihar, he gave a message to the entire world. Very patiently, after 2 days, a message comes. हम उन्हें ढूंढ के मारेंगे. He made it very, very clear. So, you need to have patience. To see Chandrayaan 3 to be successful, you need to have patience of how Chandrayaan was completely successful, how Chandrayaan 2 was partially successful. Have patience. I gave you this nth vada. I told you that Udupi man, he went, he ordered for a vada, and you don't know which is your nth vada. Have patience. I failed. Have patience. 9,999 times I failed. Have patience. I showed you Abraham Lincoln. He failed at least 24 elections, but he was having patience. He did not give up. He tried one more way, one more time. That is patience. One skill set is not getting into your head. It will be difficult. But until and unless you keep on making multiple attempts, keep on going to your person who knows and learning from him, a day will come when you will become successful. Everywhere we have exhibited patience. First time, could we stand up as a small boy or a small girl when we were born as kids? No. We made multiple attempts. We failed. Did we start losing our... No. We continued to be patient, and one day we could stand. We tried to walk, we fell down. We tried to walk, we fell down. But did we show that I will never walk in my lifetime because I am falling? No. You kept on making attempt with lot of patience, and finally you could walk. Running, whenever you ran, you used to fall. Yes, have patience. One day you will stop falling. Whenever I get onto a cycle, I lose balance, I fall. I lose balance and fall. If I give up, that's not what is called as a good interpersonal skills. As a motivator, you should also say, it's okay to fail, have patience. Today that person is anger. Yes, have patience. Tomorrow he himself will become normal. Sometimes actually not giving importance to what he is saying is also very important, because don't allow get on to an argument, because argument leads to nowhere. The opposition keeps on telling you did nothing. The manager keeps on bugging up, nothing has happened. You know the loudest way to tell the world shut up is, let me be patient and let me show results. Dhoni knew, the newspaper wrote. What kind of team was selected? Were they drunk when they selected the team? Who is the captain? A person who has no experience? They have made him the captain? Yes, the loudest way to tell the world shut up is patiently wait for the next match to come. Play that match with full energy, and that patience is very, very important. And as a team member, are you empathetical towards each other? Genuinely being empathetical is important. A work is assigned. Sometimes what happens, when work is assigned, maybe one person gets double the work compared to the rest of them. So be empathetical. One of you should volunteer. I think you have more work. I'll complete of my work and I will support, or every day 2 hours I'll religiously sit with you with your work. That is called as good empathy. All of a sudden some death happens in the house. Be empathetical. You should have empathy. No, I know that there was a death in your house. It's okay, you take leave for 2 days. I will manage it. That is empathetical. A leader should have that empathetical. A leader should have more patience. A leader should be more flexible. A leader should be more motivational. A leader should be more dependable. A leader should be more responsible. A leader should be having much better team working capabilities. A leader should be a very much highly active listener. Then only he becomes a leader and others become a team member. But even in the team member, when you show all these skill sets in abundance, there is no time, within a short time, you are going to become a leader, because it will be known by the entire world when you follow all this. So being empathetical is very important. Sometimes when there is a genuine reason, be empathetical. Don't go on criticizing, condemning. Sometimes sit in his shoe and observe things from his perspective. Find out. Allow him to give excuse. I don't want your excuse. Listen. God has given you 2 years. So there was a death in my house. Oh, I'm sorry. I should have patiently listened to you. Do you think for the next 1 hour you can sit calmly, even if as a manager? You'll feel like what idiot I was. He was about to say why he was late. I know he's a consistent offender. But still, a leader should have patience. Ask him. And then be empathetic. Empathetic means genuinely being interested in him. What I mean by genuinely being interested in him, when a person has taken off and he has come after 2 days, next day be empathetic to ask him, how is your mother now? She was hospitalized, I know. She underwent a knee surgery. How is she now? She okay? You could have taken 1 more day's leave, no? No, I had lot of incomplete work. I always like about this. See if you can complete, otherwise you can take an off. You need any of the team members to help you. That is being empathetical. That should be there against each other, not only when you become a leader. You know, I will follow all this when I become a leader. You can never become a leader. When you are following this all, when you are a team member, within no time, within a very short time, you will become a leader. When most of you ask why I have not become a leader, it is only because of this. I have never followed as a team member, taking all this responsibility to the core. That's the reason I have not become leader. And it is being daring also. When opportunities come, you should be daring enough to say, I want to execute. Kaun banega captain 2020 ka? One hand has to go high. And that hand became a captain. Believe me, if any hand would have gone high, everybody would have got that opportunity. Because nobody else and only this man, he became a captain. That's only the difference. So, yes, you should be a good conflict resolution. That means there is always a difference of opinion that comes. In the office, in the workplace, at home, with the family members, with your parents, with your spouse, and with your own siblings. It's common. The difference of opinion will be there. So conflicts will always happen. Can you work on that conflict and give a resolution? Can you give a solution? There cannot be a perfect permanent solution to anything. It needs to be continuously worked. A good team member is the one who can work on the conflict and try to resolve it. No, we can't come in the morning. I'm not asking you to come in the morning for the entire month. For 15 days this team will come, 15 days this team will come. I'm a good conflict resolution giver. Then we will agree. Okay, sir. Is it agreeable like that? Yes. Sir, first week we will come, second week let them do. Then give them an alternative. If that is so, for the next month, first week, we will give you an opportunity. For the next month, first week, you will get an opportunity. That is called as being a good conflict resolution maker. When every time when it is broken into 2 equal parts, most of them feel they have got the lesser one. Don't allow a third person to come in between who will actually take advantage of your greediness and selfishness, and none of you will get anything. All of you know this beautiful story. Two monkeys and a fox, a cunning fox. Two monkeys had stolen a bun from one of the bakery, and they wanted to actually have the bun in two equal quantities. When work is assigned, sometimes you can't divide the work exactly to half. It's not going to be possible. Maybe some of the works will take more days, some of the works can be completed in less days, so some of the works you work in a very comfort zone, some of the works you work in a very painful zone. So you should know how to give work. So some of them will have to go outside, it has to be a field work, some of them in-house. So for some team always giving teamwork and for some team always giving in-house work, that is being partial. That is not conflict resolution. Conflict resolution is where I actually resolve so that the entire team is kept happy, maximum. So sometimes when the work is divided, you will always find one person gets the bigger chunk and one more person gets the smaller chunk. You tell them there will be an interchange also done. Because there is an interchange, nobody will mind. Conflict resolution. Otherwise what happens? These monkeys were fighting against each other, who is going to cut the bun into two and who is going to have which piece. Then the fox came. He told, don't worry, I will do it. He cut the bun. And whenever you cut any work, always you will find one will look big, one will look small. If you interchange the place also, again it will look the same. Because that is our perception of looking. We have already decided the other person has got more. So both the monkeys were saying this is more. He ate this. And he told, now he told this is more. He ate this. Finally after eating everything, nothing was left out. Not from that perspective. When there is a conflict, don't allow a third person to take an advantage of it. Sometimes they put kerosene and they take advantage of it. They add up more fuel to your conflict and they will make it a bigger conflict. That is what we call it as workplace politics. A good leader is the one who knows how to resolve it. For that, you should be a motivator in order to resolve that. Okay, next, mediation skills. Conflict resolution, when you need to do, you will enter in as a mediator. And that mediator, you can't bring a third person there. If Infosys under mein kuch problem hai, you will not call from Microsoft. Microsoft, can anybody come? We are having a small difference of opinion. No. It has to be a mediator within or a neutral mediator who is going to be neutral against both the people. Otherwise, sometimes what happens, if he is my brother-in-law and he is an employee, I will be more towards my brother-in-law. So what we say, you should be a good mediation skill so that you are not going to be biased. When somebody has a small difference of opinion, you can remember one name even among your relatives. Hey, our husband and wife, they are been fighting from such a long time. You inform Raju uncle. Raju uncle can go and persuade them. He's very good in mediation. He will speak to both of them and he will resolve the matter very quickly. Why? He knows the skill set of mediating and actually resolving a conflict. You should also learn that skill set. You should not run away from that. Most of you, ಬೇಡಪ್ಪ ಅವರಿಬ್ರು ಜಗಳ ಆಡಿದ್ದಾರೆ ನಾಳೆ ಒಂದಾಗ್ಬಿಡ್ತಾರೆ. They have fought today and they are going to become friends tomorrow. I, as a mediator, I would have gone. Both of them will feel bad about me. So then bring a neutral mediator so that they will not feel we have taken anybody's stand. That is why a court has been brought in. If two people would have agreed, this is your share, this is my share, then the court and the lawyers wouldn't have been a need or a necessity. Always the elder brother feels younger brother has taken more, younger will feel elder has taken more, wife will feel husband has taken more, husband will feel wife has taken more. One state feels water has been taken more by us and one more state feels water has been given less. Why is this difference of opinion? That's where a law firm came, that's where a judge came, who will sit as a neutral element and then decide who is right and who is wrong. Because he will look from the facts and then he will decide. So that is also a very good interpersonal skills. You should be good in that. And you should also have good problem identification. Most of them will be so bad in identifying the problem. That is not right. A good leader is the one who knows where the problem is. A good doctor is the one who knows where the problem is. That's the reason you go to a certain doctor and you say, sir, whatever happens, wherever, whichever doctor I go, I don't get this kind of a solution, sir. You exactly know what is my problem and you will exactly treat the same. That problem identification is important. Sometimes there wouldn't be any problem at all. It's just a mind game. There would be the difference of opinion and you think a big problem is arising. You go very close to the problem. Within the problem only there will be a solution. So you should be good in identifying the problem and giving a solution to the problem. It could be anything. We need a overproduction in our company. I need people to work for extra hours. Yes, there is a problem. As soon as I say, they won't agree. There is a problem. How do I convince them? How do I motivate them? How do I empathetically, patiently tell them what their responsibility is and tell them, can they be dependable during such tougher times? Can you help me? That problem identification was very, very important. And then trying to give the solution to that. Demonetization happened. But the problem also would arise, they had anticipated that people would be actually finding it very difficult if they all of a sudden need to exchange the money. So what kind of way we will handle it? Vaccination has to be given. Who should be given the first vaccination? There is a big problem. I can't say 150 crores people will be vaccinated tomorrow. No. That way it is going to be a chaos. There is a big problem. We don't have such a big team which can handle so many crores at one go. So what should I do? I should break them up into small and then start handling them. Do you know how intelligently, smartly they did? It was again a small discussion like this. Here is a problem. Vaccination drive has to happen. It will start from tomorrow. There should not be any chaos. There should not be any problems. We should be able to vaccinate the entire nation. Now I want suggestions from every one of you. Problem is there. Identify the problem. Vaccine manufacturing was not a problem. Transferring the vaccine to the places, because it needs to be actually kept in an ice cold environment. Otherwise the viruses are going to die, completely die. It will just be a water that they are going to inject. It's not the virus that they are going to inject. So they made a phase, because at any point of time transferring would have been very, very difficult when it had to be taken in bulk. And once it is transferred, there are some places where they don't have refrigeration. They will have to use what is called as ice box. They used to carry the ice box. During Corona time, you would have observed. Where there is power, they can connect the ice box and keep it cool. Where there is no, they have to carry in limited quantity or bring the patient to that particular place where it has to be. Problems were there. They identified all the possible problems. And then slowly they started handling it. First we will give for 80 plus, then 70 plus, then 50 plus, then under 16, then between 16 to 24. Like that they neatly handled. So that is identifying the problem and then also giving a solving the problem. You should take responsibility and solve. So problem solving ability also you should have. That is also one of the interpersonal skills. I am good in engineering, I have gold medal winner, I will come and I will work for a company. No, that skill sets alone is just an art skills. With art skills, projects cannot be completed. You need this interpersonal and soft skills for the project to be completed. So we will be talking about that. Yes, can you work as a group process? It cannot be an individual. And it cannot be one team. It has to be multiple teams put together. Everywhere there is a multiple team. Amazon works like that. Amazon was able to read between the lines. Amazon does not manufacture anything. Amazon does not service anything. Amazon does not have any knowledge of any of the product. He's just a delivery man. But today we don't say I bought a Dell laptop. I say I bought a laptop from Amazon. I don't say I brought something from this particular company. I brought a Microsoft operating system from Microsoft. You don't say that. You say I brought Microsoft operating system from Dell. I bought a soap from Amazon. I bought a computer from Amazon. I brought this from Flipkart. See how things have changed? Because they knew it is a group processes. So manufacturing is one group. They manufacture. They will put it to the stocks. The stock is one process. They will take care of the stock, and then here is a man who has to deliver it. Slowly he made all those group processes become automated, become error free, no errors at all. And they were able to deliver the product with zero defects. You have never would have received a product which you would have ordered. Yes, earlier the logistics was not that automated, and there was always a doubt whether my product will come or not. Today, your product, when it is going to be shipped, you will know the complete process, when it has left the showroom, when it has left the state, from which state is it in traveling, in transient, and where it has reached, by when you will get. All the details are known. Why? Because we have understood the group processes and we have told how the group can work against each other. And it is a beautiful system. If you want this interpersonal skills, you should know how to work and how to coordinate from one group to another group. One country is one group, one more country is one group. It is a group process. When we say India is in a contract with Russia for this BrahMos, and more BrahMos will be made in India, this did not happen as one Narendra Modi talking to one Putin and everything happened. No, there was a group, multiple group, a manufacturing sector, an intellectual sector, and the what you call resource sector, which has to organize the resource. If they need a big place, organize the acres of land that is required. All of them sat here, all of them sat here, and then the group process worked. All the team members are there, a group is there. Here Narendra Modi, here Putin, they are sitting. On the back there are 20-30 people who are representing different groups. As one of the group member, where do you want to keep the plant? I have received 3 places, which place I will finalize? One of them should stand up and say, we have finalized Rajasthan. Then that person, yeah, Rajasthan is a good place, we accept it. Finished, their job is over. Next, resource providing, who is going to take care? Yeah, whatever the resources you have asked, it's already ready, sir. And fourth, when should we start actually executing it? The person will say. So like that, it is again a group process. Do you know how to work in that group processes? And every group process should talk to each other. This is sometimes what we call ERP. If a company has to grow, he has to know how to manage it as an ERP, enterprise resource planning. The entire resource, what I have, it has to be worked in a very neat and orderly manner. Only then you will see the company starts growing. So a group processes is what you will have to be a part of, and you should have amazing negotiation skills also. When we sell a product, when we service a product, you should be a very good negotiator. When I want people to work more, I should be a good negotiator. And when I am negotiating, I cannot actually offer peanuts and expect them to work as cashew nuts. I cannot. If you want a bigger job, offer them cashew nuts. If they are coming for extra hours, offer them OT, offer them extra hours. All of them will get a 10% extra incentives for all those who give extra 10 hours. That is negotiation skills. Negotiation skills should not be one-sided. Most of the time, negotiation should not be from the manager side also, from the management side. It has to be from the employee's side also. What benefit the management gets, for this what benefit the employee gets. So negotiation should be like that. You give this, you give this. It has to be a give and take policy. Again, it has to be a give and take policy. I am ready to give this, you should be ready to take up this. Persuasion skills. Again, when I need to actually get an order, when I need to get that extra work done, when I need to improve that quality in the way we are working, I need to persuade them. Ratan Tatas and Tata company will have lot of such motivational skills about quality delivery and quality working and quality customer management system. They always give importance to quality. They are in the field of hospitality also. You get into any of those Tata's so-called hotels, you will find the way they treat you, it will make you feel, wow, what a company it is. So, it is always a persuasion skills. You will have to persuade them, make them believe that we are here for quality. Customers are God. Customers should be treated as gods and they should be given 100% satisfaction. If that is not going to be reached by us, then we as a company will fail miserably. So, very important that you have a strong persuasion skills. And ultimately, yes, when we say we are human beings, we are emotional beings. When I say we are emotional beings, we need to have empathetical towards the emotions of each other. It could be anything. If there is any such inconvenience that is causing to any of the team members, you should be emotionally ready to take action, whatever it becomes. So very, very important to have that emotional intelligence in while you are assigning jobs, while you are assigning responsibility, while you are collecting the work done reports. For all this, emotional intelligence and emotional skills plays a very important role. See, whenever we talk about intelligence, just for information's sake, we call emotional intelligence and EQ and IQ. EQ stands for emotional quotient, IQ stands for intelligent quotient. IQ is intelligence, but when I say EQ, it is emotional intelligence. IQ is technical intelligence. A technical intelligence definitely can solve a technical problem, but when I have difference of opinion with people, when I need to assign responsibility to the people, when I want my team members to be dependable, when I want to motivate my team, when I want my team members to be flexible, when I want my team members to be patient, when I want my team members to be empathetical towards their co-workers, when I want my team members to not get into conflict, even sometimes difference of opinion, small conflict comes, they should be able to resolve, when they should have good mediation skills. Sometimes a small things would have happened, you could have solved then and there itself. One person should have taken a mediation and he should have solved it. Like that, for all this, one intelligence that is required is emotional intelligence. Technical things you can solve with IQ. But all these problems, how can you solve? With your emotional intelligence. So, you should work on your emotional intelligence. How do you work on emotional intelligence? See, emotions is something where even if there is no physical danger, it creates an illusion as though there is a biggest danger there. And all these skill sets are emotionally can be managed. So, when you set the emotions right, it will automatically work. That is the reason they say, if you want to improve your emotional quotient, if you want to improve your intelligent quotient, work on maths, work on science, read as many books, do lot of experiments, fine. But when you will have to improve on emotional intelligence, they say, try to get onto a public speaking dais and start speaking in public, because that will help you to improve your emotional intelligence. Because when I get onto the dais, is there any physical danger? Definitely not. There is no physical danger at all. But we are still afraid to come on the dais and then speak. When there was this research done to find out which is that fear that humans fear the most. When it was put in reverse hierarchical order, most of the research told the third biggest fear what humans fear is fear of death. Fear of death is emotional. And the second biggest fear, some of the researchers told fear of snakes, some of the researchers told fear of darkness, some of the researchers told fear of height. When you are in an height and when you see something, people fear that the most. But all the researchers had third and the first one as the same. What do you think is the first biggest fear that humans fear the lot? Biggest fear is fear of public speaking. Fear of public speaking is considered as the biggest fear of all humans. And that is the place where you have least danger. If you are driving, if you are learning driving, there is a risk you will fall, you will knock somebody, there is danger. If you are climbing, mountain climbing, learning, that is dangerous. If you are getting into swimming, very, very dangerous. So, every other skill sets where there is a huge danger, we still don't mind doing all that. But on the other side, when it comes to going on the public and then speaking, there is no physical danger at all. But still, our mind and body will not be ready to go there. Somebody will have to drag you with all the 4 hands, 2 legs and 2 hands held. They will have to push you to the dais. Till then, you will never be ready to go there. That is what we call emotional intelligence. You will have to definitely work on that. The only way we can work on our emotional intelligence is try to participate in as many public speaking seminars as possible. Try to make your public strength bigger, larger and larger as and when you proceed. That will make you to have a strong emotional intelligence. It will build up. If you ask ChatGPT also, all of you have used ChatGPT? Okay, if you ask ChatGPT, how do I improve on my emotional skill sets? So ChatGPT also says, experience that fear which is the highest of yours. If you can work on that fear, slowly everything else will fall on in its own place. There is this beautiful movie, Zindagi Na Milega Dobara. How many of you have seen? Zindagi Na Milega Dobara. There were 3 heroes. All 3 of them, it is a real movie about emotional intelligence. It's a movie about positive attitude. All of them, all 3 of them had one fear which they fear the most, right from childhood. So the idea was, after their school and college days, after a gap of 10 years, these friends were meeting once again, and one of the friend had decided that all of us have our biggest fear. In this entire journey, means they wanted to go out, freak out, in this journey of traveling around the world, all 3 of us should overcome our biggest emotional fear, and then we should complete the entire tour. That was the entire idea. One of them was having fear of water, deep diving, he gets into, that was Hrithik Roshan. One of them was having fear of heights, and one of them was having fear of honestly expressing himself. Most of us do not have that daringness to express what is honestly in our mind. He had his friend who was a childhood friend. You could have told her, you are my good friend, but I don't see you as a wife. I really can't imagine you as a wife. I really cannot marry you. He had to honestly express that. And all of them, they wanted to experience fear of death also. So these 4 verticals they were thinking, and then the journey starts. By the end of all this, one of them who was having fear of height, he goes he goes a slide or a jump from a helicopter with those parachute and he lands. He's overcome the fear of height. One of them fear of deep water, he brings a coach, he learns professionally and he becomes very expert in that, and with the help of the professional he goes deep diving and he overcomes that. And all 3 of them were given this mad game, that bull racing. So they will be experiencing fear, and every year one or the other 2 deaths will definitely happen. So they were ready to go there and actually touch the death and come. They get that experience, and all 3 become emotionally so strong that even the last man who was not able to honestly express, he calls that girlfriend of his and he honestly tells, you're my good friend, I don't see you as my wife, I'm sorry. He was ready and daring enough to say that. Most of us in our workplace, we are not ready and daring enough to say what is there in us. No, you are always mistreating me. Be daring enough to tell your boss if he is actually mistreating you, or if he is treating differently. Don't announce it in open public. When you have complaint against your superiors or juniors, don't hesitate, but do not actually do it in public. Appreciation can be done in public. Criticism has to be done in closed walls. Go and talk to him. And there are consultants. You can go to a psychiatrist, you can counselor and say, my boss, something behaves like this, I don't want to give the name. And go to a psychiatrist who knows how to keep a secret and discuss with him. He will actually churn you from emotionally getting from the other side, and then he will. One guy looks at me, I don't know, his look makes me feel very uncomfortable. Make him realize, be honest enough to go and tell him. So very, very important. That will only happen when you become emotionally strong. So just to put it across, whatever we have discussed. Yeah, verbal communication, a good interpersonal skills is again a verbal communication. We have already seen non-verbal communication, body language, dress code, the way you actually interact, the expression, the humor, the laugh, and your eye contact, your left hand, right hand movements, your head movements, everything put together is non-verbal, and putting the heart into your communication, that is also non-verbal. Sometimes we say good morning, we don't know whether you are actually wishing good or bad morning. Okay, so sometimes it is very important that verbal and non-verbal goes with the right emotion. That's the reason we say happy morning. You cannot be unhappy and say happy. So it naturally comes. So, non-verbal communication, good negotiation skills, good persuasion skills, ability to influence each other. I want you to come on time. What is that I can do? 1 week I'll religiously pick you every day from your home, and I will show you can also come early. That way, yes, I have a good persuasion and influencing skill. Influence, walk the talk. You cannot come late and I expect your team members to come on time. Highly impossible. A team member who always comes much before time, a team member who always follows all this, he never remains a team member anymore. He will become a team leader. He will become a leader. Critical thinking, out of the box thinking. At the last moment when there is an opportunity, you should be able to critically, out of the box thinking quite differently. That is, we term it as critical thinking, and giving a solution to that. If morning few people are not agreeing, give an alternative solutions. They can extend it in the evening. For few people who cannot extend morning and evening, you start coming on Sundays. So something like that. Critical, out of the box thinking, and that critical thinking is required for problem solving abilities and decision making and assertiveness. Always being positive. That is called as assertive. In communication, what happens? We always say in communication, in execution of projects, that there are 3 ways in which we actually complete the project or do the project or execute the project. One is passive way of executing the project. It goes very slow, passive. Even our communication, very slow, passive. Like spiritual leaders or teachers who talk to LKG, UKG students, they'll be very slow. What is your name, baby? How do you want? All of you, we will go out and play. That's how you talk to a kid. When there are elders, come on guys, let us go out and play. Now everyone should come on the dais, introduce yourself. So we are going to be assertive. And one more, has to be aggressive. You cannot have an army and then try and go for a war and be passive and assertive. It doesn't work. You will have to be aggressive. वो लोग हमारा खून चूस के गए हैं, हम भी उनका खून ही चूसेंगे. आप मुझे खून दो, मैं आपको आजादी देता हूँ. I can say it in a much higher tone, but I need the vocal for the next 1 hour. So वो aggressiveness चाहिए. So sometimes assertiveness is also important. Sometimes for small things, be passive. Sometimes learn to be passive. It's a small get together, behave passively. You can't be assertive there. Immediately when you go to the major, so relax, it's a party. Relax. The same man, relax, he used to say. Because he was in uniform. Assertiveness is required. But the same man, when he comes to a get together, when he comes, army men will never hesitate to become passive. Passiveness is getting into the ground level and gelling with everybody. They just take the mic, they song, they dance. Yes, passiveness is required. But at the same time, sometimes show assertiveness also. Assertiveness is equally important. Sometimes you like to take a call. Nothing doing. Tomorrow 6 o'clock, I and all of us are going to log in. Is that clear? Assertiveness. No, it doesn't work like that. Sometimes you will have to be assertive. Or sometimes passive, assertive, aggressive also. Double A. 2 of assertiveness is aggressiveness. आप मुझे खून दो, मैं आपको आजादी देता हूँ. Subhash Chandra Bose told. And Gandhi ji was a passive. नहीं, उनसे लड़ाई करेंगे, अहिंसा से करेंगे. मालूम है वो लोग हमें बहुत तकलीफ दिए हैं, हम उन्हें तकलीफ नहीं देंगे. These were the speeches of Mohandas Karamchand Gandhi, because he was a passive one. He was a passive team member who was also responsible for freedom somewhere or the other. Bhagat Singh, nahi, you killed our people, we will kill you. Mohandas Karamchand Gandhi, passiveness. Subhash Chandra Bose, aggressiveness. आप हमारा एक खून लोगे, we will take 2. So our leader has to be passive also, he has to be assertive also, he has to be aggressive also. He has to be passive. Yes, you are ready to come for a talk, friendly. Yes, leave all those terrorist activity. Come, we are passive enough. But if you don't give up on terrorism and you want to come and talk, no, we cannot. We are very assertive on that. We will not agree to that. अगर आप घुस के मारोगे हम भी घुस के मारेंगे. That aggressiveness, Uri, surgical strike and Operation Sindhu. When the entire world was looking at us, what India will do, we were daring enough to say, we will do what needs to be done. We told, we will do what needs to be done. Yes, importance of interpersonal skills, how it is going to help you. Why do you need these interpersonal skills? If you want to build your career, if you are expecting promotions, okay, and if you want to get into bigger projects, if you want to become a leader, okay, then you need, for career and business growth, for promotional activities, you definitely need interpersonal skills. For family, happy family growth, happy socialization, you want to be a leader of a small social organization, you want to be a leader of a small trust, a small association, or you want to be a corporator or an MLA or an MP, definitely you need interpersonal skills. Otherwise you cannot become that kind of a leader. Yes, you will learn how to work in a team. Interpersonal skills helps you to learn how to work in a team. It develops your leadership skills. It helps you to how to inspire others. When you can be an inspiring personality at office, you will definitely be an inspiring personality at home also. You cannot be maneli, ili, officially uli. So sometimes at one place we will become rats and another place we become those lions. No, a lion should always be a lion wherever you are. But if there is another lion there, allow him to be a lion. That is what is coordination. Because all of you are lions who have come in this team. Now as a lions, I respect all of you and I come as one more lion to dictate you as what you should do and what you should not do. I cannot take that ego. Most of you know much more than what I know. Let me strongly believe in that and let me just share what I want to share and then leave the rest to them. Because they are equally important and they are equally knowledgeable and they are equally experienced. So there is nobody who is great and there is nobody who is small. It only depends on at right now for this occasion who is important. Let me share this beautiful story because I have already told you Kaun Bada. There also that also works. Sheshnag Bada or Dharti Badi. We will go for one more. One scholar and a scientist one day comes back to his village. He comes back to the same village where he meets his old friend. That old friend did not even study till 3rd standard. He stopped studying. Now the 3rd standard student is his friend. He is the person who is rowing the boat because when they will have to reach the village, they will have to cross a valley and that valley is little dangerous valley. There are things happening. They wanted to build a bridge, but during Narendra Modi time it will definitely happen. But earlier it has not happened. That was the situation. Now this man comes. We say, no, don't criticize, don't condemn, don't complain. He gets onto the bus. Oh, you couldn't complete even 3rd standard. Yeah. I knew you can only do this. You have met a friend. Respect him for what he is. Your entire life is a waste. Do you know how much I have studied? I have 4 PhDs. I'm scholar in this, I'm scholar in this, I'm a PhD in this, I'm PhD in this. Then he says, okay, you're smart, you're intelligent, leave me. How can I leave you? You're my friend. But I cannot go back to the past and learn and come. But he is not ready to listen. Something happens when the boat knocks onto one small rock there, a small hole that develops. And when the small hole is developed, this friend of him, he says, do you know swimming? And he says, no, I don't know swimming. I know swimming, but I can only save one man, that is myself. You know all those PhDs. It's good, I'm not saying no. Now rescue yourself. And he jumps out of the boat. So, let us not carry that ego, irrespective of. Okay, very, very important. Yes, it will help you to communicate with others very soberly. Mai sab kuch hu. Aisa communicate bilkul mat karo. Wherever you get that opportunity, you cannot become a leader the moment you start communicating as I am the boss and you are all my followers. It should not be like that. Communicate with others. It helps you improve your sales. It helps you improve your profit. It helps you to develop more good friends. It helps you to have an excellent relationship. It also helps you for a mental well-being. We humans are sociable beings. We know what happened in Corona. Those who were all idle, alone at home, they could not bear themselves. The biggest problem was we get into mental unwell-being because we cannot live alone. We cannot live isolated. We need people. We need friends. We need a company. You may feel, without my wife I am happy. But there would be most of the times where you will feel very, very uncomfortable. Your mental well-being will not happen if you follow perfect interpersonal skills. If you keep on fighting with your wife, what is that? With your wife you will have to become that God husband. What is God husband? You have not forgotten? Good husband. Very good husband. God husband. I told you last time also. Good husband. Anybody? With your employees. Very good husband. God husband. What I say is, in life, sometimes, nay, always be this God husband. It will work. Who is a good husband? I have not told you? Okay. Who is a good husband? A good husband is the one when he knows it is his mistake. Something has happened. I know it is my mistake. A good colleague is a one who knows it is his mistake. So what he does, he talks to his another colleague and says, I'm sorry, yaar, it is my mistake. Please forgive me. Don't take it to your heart. I will see to it I don't repeat this next time. Beautiful. He is called as a good husband. Who is a very good husband? When he doesn't know whether it is his mistake or his wife's mistake, whether it is my mistake or it is my colleague's mistake, whether it is my mistake or it is my boss' mistake, or the boss doesn't know whether it is his mistake or his colleague's mistake, he ultimately goes up to the team. I know we have failed. Chandrayaan 3 soft landing has failed. I'll take the responsibility. I'm sorry. So what he says, I'm sorry, I don't know whose mistake it is. I'm very, very sorry. I'll take the responsibility. Beautiful. Abdul Kalam was always a God husband. As a manager, he did not fail. It was one of the team who did not perform. There was a soft landing team, they did not perform. Many missiles, there were some people who were responsible, that team failed. Launching, they did not fail. Successful. The launching people will say, we are very successful. We are very successful. But soft landing mein gadbad ho gaya. That is completely a different thing. Abdul Kalam can say, I am also leading them, I am also leading them. So no, he knows. It is their mistake only. I know it is my spouse's mistake only. I know it is my colleague's mistake only. But still, I go up to her and say, it is my mistake only. I am sorry. I'll see to it that this won't be repeated. Not in the same sense, in the way that you don't want to criticize, condemn or complain. Not that you become a doormat. गांधी जी भी क्या कहा है, अगर कोई गुस्से से एक थप्पड़ मारे तो दूसरी दिखाने का, उसके बाद का he has left to you. I'll tell you one beautiful story and then we will go for a tea break. टी इधर ही आएगा? हाँ? हाँ, डिस्ट्रीब्यूट करके पीना. वो वही बिसी हो रहा है, बार सर जाके बिसी करके आ रहा है. So, abhi we will go for this. What was the story I wanted to say? Gandhiji Tattva. Anyway, Gandhiji would be a wrong example, but still I'll have to continue with the flow. Now, it so happened that Yogi Adityanath ji, he was a real spiritual man. He is really a spiritual man. You should see he has a patience like nobody else. One day Adityanath, during his younger days, he was then also attending lot of discourse. He was giving a discourse. He was telling about Kayaka is important, work is worship. A beautiful man. One day he was sitting and he was preaching, and there will be people like so-called Vivekanandas. Vivekananda did not go to Ramakrishna Paramahamsa because he wanted to be a good student. Vivekananda went up to Ramakrishna Paramahamsa because he wanted to pull the leg of Ramakrishna Paramahamsa. He wanted to prove Ramakrishna is wrong. He was an atheist. He did not believe in God. He went up to Ramakrishna Paramahamsa and he was the most notorious student and he became Swami Vivekananda. So one such notorious student who was not Swami Vivekananda, they along with a group, they will decide, is Adityanath ko ek sabak sikhana hai. ऑलवेज अहिंसा 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 बोलते रहता है, क्या ये रियली फॉलो करता है क्या, देखेंगे करके. But they did not have guts to go very close to him. One day they drank completely, a group of friends, and they came. When you're drunk, your intelligence will not work. You will not know any consequences also. When people say jump, you will jump off. You go up to Adityanath and you hit him one part, it will come. Adityanath, he was always telling that Gandhiji Tattva is important. When you can solve things with ahimsa, continue to be ahimsa. But when the turn goes away, he did not tell that. He kept it to himself. That is what he was preaching. He goes and hits him. Very honestly, he shows the other chick. He's drunk, that person. He takes one more and he hits him on the other side. As soon as he hits, he visuals. He picks up a visual and visuals. As soon as he visuals, 20 bounces from nowhere they come. They hit him black and blue. And then they are asking, Guruji, what is this? Ahimsa. Ahimsa for those who are humans. But you are not a human in human form. You are an animal in human form. Most of us are animal in human form. How will anybody dare to actually rape a 4-year, 5-year-old kid? He is not a human. He is an animal. He is disguised in human. There is a devil in him. He is disguised as an angel. When a wife is killed, when a wife is murdered, when an husband is murdered by a wife and his friends, we have seen a lot of such examples when kids, family members, when their own son and daughter is going to murder their parents, what is happening? These are not humans in human form. These are animals, these are rogues in human form. Ahimsa I do follow. When somebody hits me hard, I know by mistake, because of the anger he would have executed their decision. When I show him the other chin, transformation will happen if he is a human. When he is again going to hit, Gandhiji ने बोला है एक गाल दूसरी गाल, उसके बाद उसने बोला है fill in the blanks, rest आपकी मर्जी. So next time you dare doing this, I'll break your legs and then do. Sometimes we need to be that aggressive also, otherwise the things will not work. Yeah, it helps us to overall have a positive personality, which we have already seen. So how do we develop interpersonal skills? That one or two we will continue with the next. I'll make a small pause.